If each of you, and we'll start with Dr. Harsh Desai, and then we'll go from Dr. Kevin Yang and then Dr. Rana. If you can tell me a little bit about what that transition was like going from, living in Canada, experiencing what it was like doing undergrad in Canada and making that transition to Australia. What was that kind of process like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy process because you're moving to a different continent, different hemisphere. Uh, and personally, I did not have any family or friends in Australia to help me sort of guide me through the process. So that was definitely from a personal perspective, a challenge. Um, Also, as Adrian sort of alluded to, the school system is a little bit different. It starts in February, which is like the peak of sort of the tapering of their summer months. So it's quite hard versus it's winter like weather year. So it's sort of a different experience. So transitioning from a weather perspective as well. Uh, and and I think definitely being in a med school is quite different than doing your undergrad or master's research. So definitely it requires a lot more commitment and dedication to go through all your courses and things. So all those were challenges I had to sort of prepare my mind for.
Of course, I could imagine that sort of transition is something for all kind of students, both moving to a new country as well as going from that step from undergrad to medical school is something a lot of students. It is a challenge, but it does come with growth as well. But yeah, obviously, I appreciate that answer. Moving forward, we'll go with Dr. Kevin Yang.
Perfect. Could you reiterate the first question again?
Yeah, of course. So if you could explain how that transition was from you going obviously from completing undergrad in Canada and making that transition to Australia, both what it was like moving to a new country as well as, that transition to medical school.
Perfect. It wasn't too bad for me. Going to Australia, obviously, they speak the same language as well. Plenty of Asians over there. The food is also amazing, kind of over the area. If you like sun, it's good. Queensland has probably the most UV also, although that kind of comes with melanoma as well. People are super nice. In fact, you're probably going to see a lot of Canadians in the program. As through Austrec, there's going to be a lot of people from similar backgrounds. It's kind of nice to find your own group of people and interact with some of the Australians as well. Just know a little bit that their pathway is a little bit different from ours, the Australians, I mean. So you got to do your own studying, but it's a lot of fun. I don't have any trouble fitting in now that the currency of Australian dollars is down. I think it's going to help a lot in terms of rentals, in terms of eating, food, all these kind of things. School isn't too bad. I think it's about the same, pretty much the same kind of standards and difficulty as undergrad in Canada.
Awesome. Perfect. And we'll finish with Dr. Rana.
So in my year, I was, I think, one of two Calgarians that went to UQ. So there wasn't many people that I knew before I went there. The event that Austrec hosted before med school started really helped make connections with people that are going to be in your year. When I went, the owner of Austrec went with us to Australia. He hired like a IKEA van and actually drove people to their accommodation, went to IKEA with people, brought their sofas to their house and stuff like that. So that was very nice. Weather, it's hot, but that's nice. No snow. Bought a motorcycle within a couple months of moving there. When I went, the dollar there was stronger than here, so I always lost money going to Australia. And then med school, I would say it's easier than undergrad. It's hard to do well in med school, hard to do poorly in med school. So I would say it's the pressure is less than undergrad.